It was a cold morning in Stockholm, Sweden. The date was August 23, 1973. Little did the city know it was about to witness one of the most daring and bizarre heists in history. Today, we dive deep into the captivating story of the Norrmalmstorg robbery, where four individuals would make headlines by not only stealing $4.5 million, but also holding hostages for 6 intense days. Strap in, folks, because this is a story you won't want to miss. The heist begins at the Sveriges Kreditbank, a prominent bank located in the bustling heart of Stockholm. As the morning rush of customers filled the bank, little did they know that it is not going to be a normal day. The calm facade was shattered when Jan-Erik Olsson, a notorious criminal, and his partners stormed inside wielding a submachine gun. Within seconds, the bank turned into a scene of chaos and terror. Jane fired his weapon into the air, demanding everyone to get down and stay still. Soon enough, everybody started rushing. Panic filled the air as customers and staff obeyed his every command. But Jane's plan didn't end with simply robbing the bank. They had something much bigger in mind. In a whirlwind of boldness and audacity, they embarked on a daring journey to seize fortunes, challenge fate, and leave an indelible mark on the history of crime. As Jane seized control of the bank, he realized he needed leverage. Because what if the reason why he was here was not fulfilled? So, he ordered his partners to grab 3 bank employees, Birgitta Lundblad, Elizabeth Oldgren, and Kristen Enmark, and drag them into the bank's vault. Little did he know, this act of desperation would be the catalyst for one of the most peculiar psychological phenomena ever observed. The hostages were held captives for not a day, but in fact for 6 days. Over the course of their captivity, a curious bond formed between the hostages and their captors. Weird, no? The captives began to sympathize with Jane, and the gang even defending them against the police negotiators. This Stockholm Syndrome, as it would later be named, puzzled the world and added an unexpected twist to this already astonishing scene. Outside the bank, the Swedish authorities were faced with an unprecedented situation. With hostages in danger and Jane's demands growing more audacious, they had to think on their feet. Negotiators were dispatched to establish communication with the captor and hopefully bring this crisis to a peaceful resolution. The negotiations went on for days, filled with tense moments and close calls. Jane's demands ranged from a getaway car to a helicopter, and even the release of his criminal accomplice, Clark Olsson, from prison. But the authorities couldn't fulfill all of his requests, leading to heightened tension within the bank. As the standoff continued, the captives and Jane, along with his gang, found themselves on an emotional roller coaster. Exhaustion and fear ran high, but amidst the chaos, an opportunity presented itself. On the 6th day of the crisis, the robbers agreed to release the hostages in exchange for safe passage out of the bank with $4.5 million. But Jane had one last trick up his sleeve. He demanded that one of the hostages, Kristen Enmark, join them as a shield for their escape. Despite her initial hesitation, Kristen, driven by a mix of fear and empathy, agreed to accompany Jane. The daring escape stunned both the authorities and the public. Jane, along with his men and Kristen, managed to evade the police temporarily, but their freedom was short-lived. They were eventually apprehended and brought to justice. The story of the Norrmalmstorg robbery captivated the world and left a lasting impact on our understanding of hostage psychology. And so, the events that unfolded inside that Stockholm bank became known as the Norrmalmstorg robbery. A tale of desperation, resilience, and the human capacity for surprising connections. It serves as a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary stories can unfold in the most unexpected places.